Hi friends, welcome back to my studio. Today we are working in the digital space again with some PNG files. I'm using the ones from Planners Anonymous, their Halloween creative digital kit with all these really cute artwork, but the things that I'm going to be talking to you about work for anything that has a piece of art and a transparent background in a PNG file. Today, I'm talking about how to make those as stickers for blackout spreads. So scenarios where you might not want the sticker outline to be in white, where you might want it to be in black or in color instead. I'm going to show you a couple different techniques. One to do just, well, actually two, an easier one and a slightly more complicated one for giving it this black background. One where instead of straight black or straight color of any kind, you have kind of a gradient going. And then a more complicated version in which you've added like a glow and a radial gradient around your item. For this technique, we're going to have to leave Silhouette Studio and go over to Canva, but it's all free. I'm using Silhouette Studio because I have a Silhouette cutting machine. If you have a Cricut or a Scan and Cut, these techniques feel likely that they would work, but you're going to have to research it on your own. I have never used those. I've only used the Silhouette. If you don't have a cutting machine, you can still do this in Silhouette Studio, although probably it might not be like your easiest way of doing it, but it definitely works and you can follow me click by click. You don't need to have a Silhouette to use the software. It's free desktop download, and then you could just fussy cut with your scissors around your black outline if you wanted to. So anyway, that's enough intro for now. Let's get going. Okay, so here in Silhouette Studio, which I will put a link down to below, it is free for the basic version. I have one upgrade up to designer edition. I do not believe that any of the things that you need will need the upgrade, but here we are. All I've done is just a new page. I'm not going to do a full Silhouette Studio tutorial, but I am going to go here into page setup and put the registration marks on, just because we're going to be talking about print and cut, I assume. So I'll put those on so that my machine can read the little sensor stuff. Anyway, that's not the point. Let's talk about the digitals. So this is the Halloween Creative Kit, and it comes with papers and wordfetti, but we're going to be looking at the artwork here today, and I'm going to show you several different ways of making these into blackout stickers. So let's find a good art piece. Let's do this ghost. I'm going to move this off to the side, drag the ghost right in. They always come in huge in Silhouette Studio. I do not know why that is. They also, for some reason, always come in with like this red outline, which kind of drives me crazy. So I go up here to the outline and choose the grid, which is nothing. All right, if I were just to be printing this sticker on white paper with a white offset, the way stickers tend to be, what would happen is I would go to offset, I would create an offset, and now I would have a white ghost on white paper, and if I wanted this on my blackout paper or whatever, I could, but you know, we've got the white outline. Let's say we want it to be on blackout. The easiest way we could do this, although not the most efficient, is we can draw a rectangle. We can select some area. We can set the outline to nothing and the fill to black. we'll right click on it and we'll send to back. And now we have our little ghost friend, and his outline will be on black, which is really, really nice. It would look awesome on some black paper. Also, if you're using black paper, sometimes it's nice to have your background be a different color, even if it's really dark, because then, you know, you're not trying to compare blacks head to head. So, you know, if it's not black, then it won't look less black than the paper. That's just up to you. We're gonna focus on black today. So now if I were to send this to my Silhouette Studio after I've printed it, it will cut on this red line. You can see. Oh. Okay, so I like to have it selected up to cut by line. It's got the red line. I've taken the red line off of the ghost, and so it would just cut with this black offset around the sticker. Now, let's say you don't want to print a like solid piece of black. I mean, even if we're putting other animals on there, let's say you don't want it to be solid black. Here's another way you can do it. You can take this offset, you can go to the offset panel and make another offset. Let's delete this background. Let's take this bigger one. We're not actually going to want to cut that, so I'm going to turn the outline off, but I'm going to turn the fill to black. Now we have some black outline, but like not the whole page. We're not wasting nearly as much black ink because we're just cutting around, but inside the black. Why, if you're curious, the reason that I don't just set this one that I want to cut to black is because there are imperfections in the scanning of the little sensor box things. And so if you go right up against the black, you might end up with a little white. It might not be perfect. So it's best practice to kind of have a little cushioning on all sides, and so you can do that way with the offset. Now let's say that we want to make it a little more interesting of a background. So instead of just black, let's say we want to make it as a gradient. So we can go here into the fill panel, use gradient fill. Here's just black into white. We could do that. If we scroll down and look at the advanced options, we can move. Black into white isn't that interesting. Let's do black to orange maybe, but maybe a stronger emphasis. Oh, we can have a middle color. So we can set it like that. And now we have it on like a more interesting blackout. We can change the angle of where the gradient is. Maybe you want him flying away from the orange. That's pretty cute. That would look awesome. So this isn't the most sophisticated gradient fill tool, but you can play with it and you'd end up with some really, really cute stickers. Now, one other thing I want to show you is that some of the art here that comes has this glow on it in the PNG file. However, when I pull that into Silhouette Studio, the glow has disappeared. It must not be very good. I think it's in here. It's not very good at pulling in that transparency gradient that's involved. So say we want to restore that, or we want to put a glow on something that didn't have it. So for example, this cat, super cute. It doesn't have a glow on it in the PNG, and it doesn't here in Silhouette Studio either. But let's say we want to have a glowing cat. Who doesn't? What I'm going to do is Well, so first you can't do it in Silhouette Studio. That's not an option. They don't have a radial gradient option where you can like have it be light in the middle and get darker on the way out. They only have linear gradients. So we're gonna have to go somewhere else to make our glowing cat. So here I am on Canva, canva.com. I only have the free version. That's all you need. I'm gonna let's do custom size. And I don't have a size in mind. Let's do 8.5 by 11, which is what I'm used to. That way I can get a good idea of the scale. So I've done this before where you just take the cat here and you drag it into uploads, and then it's here in this thing. So I'm gonna click on it. It's gonna add to my page here. I'm gonna scale it to what I want and zoom in so I can see it better. But you know, I'm not looking to have an enormous cat. I just want a small glowing cat. Is that too much to ask? So I'm going to have it selected. I'm going to click Edit Image. If I scroll down, there's a thing called shadows. It might have been under You May Like before I clicked on it the first time, but look for shadows. Glow might not be at the front if you haven't selected it before, so you can click See All and click Glow. Now you can click on these little gear things here, and now we can mess with what the glow looks like. So let's say I want it to be kind of like a fuchsia kind of glow, bright fuchsia glow on my cat. And it can control the size. I can control the transparency. I can control the blur. All right. Now, okay, that got weird and pixelated for a second, but it's fine now. Now, if I bring this in to Silhouette Studio like this, if I export it as a PNG, it's going to, with a transparent background, it's going to have exactly the same problem that the little skeleton had. I got rid of him in here, which is that Silhouette Studio doesn't really bring in gradient transparent glows very well. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a shape. So here's lines and shapes. I'm going to move it over the cat. I'm going to send it back, and I'm going to pick the background color that I want. That's the wrong thing selected. Here we go. We'll set it to black. Now we've got our black background and our fuchsia. Okay, you could do this for all the little critters you wanted here. So let's say this is a ghost sweeping. It's supposed to have a glow, and it does when I bring it in here, but it doesn't when I bring it into Silhouette Studio. I don't know why. So let's just do the whole thing over again real quick. We'll make a black box. We'll bring our guy in. We'll send the black box to the back. So I think we can see there is a glow on there. It's much smaller than the glow I put on the cat, but maybe, you know, he's less glowy. Or if we want to, we can edit image, add the glow, edit it, change it to orange, maybe bring the transparency down, maybe bring the blur up, you know, nice and glowy if we want to. Now that we've got both of these, we can go to share. You can do as many of them as here as you want. You're not printing this. You're just using that to get the glow. Download, you want it to be as a PNG. We don't need it to be a transparent background, which is good because that is a paid feature. Download. It's downloading here. I didn't name it anything. All right, now we can go back to Silhouette Studio. And I can drag my new PNG in. Now it should be, I don't know what the deal with the sizing in Silhouette Studio is. This is the size it should be, and it looks like it has the resolution for that. Okay, now we want to cut out our cat, right? We don't want to print the whole box. What you can do is you can go to the trace panel, you can select the trace area, you can try to like get the cat and only the cat. It's not that easy, and you're getting the opposite. I don't like that method for Blackout. There's just not enough difference between this cat and the background color. It might work slightly better for the ghost, but it's still going to be irritating. It works way better on white things on top of black things instead of the opposite. Black things on top of white things. So here's how we're going to do it instead. We're going to take the unaltered cat from the creative kit. We're going to make an offset here. Well, here, actually, I'll do it this way first. Let's take the cat. We're going to bring it to front. And I'm just going to size it to be pretty close to the same size as the cat I made. It doesn't need to be perfect, but pretty close is good. Then I'll move him over and I'll do an offset, and we can dial that in as big as we want. Now we can select the outline that just made. I like to change the color. I don't like to want to cut on the default red. That's just a way that cutting can kind of mess you up if you're not careful. So I just took that cat outline and I can place it here. So that can be our cut, and we get all of this good glow. Now if we want to reduce all of the black we have going on here so that you don't print all this extra, and so that you can place things more closely on the page, you can select the green outline, you can have it make another offset, you can make this one smaller, we don't need that much tolerance. Let's change the color to purple, because I like to have lots of different colors. Now you select the purple one, hold down Shift, and also click on the background, like on the page we brought in from Canva. We go to the Modify panel and we do Crop. Now we just have this cat with his little glow and outline. We click, select the whole thing, right click and do Group. Then you can just move it all together and you can place it here and not have it cause you trouble trying to like be on top of other things. Now when we did that, we lost the ghost that was there. We had cropped it out. So I'll just pull that PNG back in. All right, now we want to cut out this ghost. So I'm going to go back to my digital kit. I'm going to pull out the ghost. I'm going to size him reasonably close. That seems pretty good. We'll go have the offset. Now we can move this guy away, and here he is. That's our cut line. We can select it. We can put another one. We'll set this to the same purple as before. Now we have the purple selected. I'm going to hold Shift. I'm going to click on the background. I'm going to go to Modify. I'm going to go to Crop. And now we have another one of these with our ghost with our little glow effect. So anyway, now you can select it, group, put it where you want to in the page so that you're making the absolute most of your page. Silhouette print and cut users, you can't have anything crossing the red lines or into the hatched marks, so it's always kind of an adventure to get everything as perfectly aligned as you can, but it's kind of fun. I don't actually want these, and I'm done with them, so I can delete them. I like to have all my cut lines be the same color, so I'm going to select that. Oop, I think I selected the wrong one. It's hard to tell. Nope, this is the wrong one. I'm going to give that no. I'm going to select this red one. I can see I have the right one, and I'm going to set it to green. That means that when I go to send and I select line, if I do simple, it's going to cut at everything it thinks is a line. If I go to line, then I can choose the different lines by color. So I don't want this no color to be included, so I'm going to uncheck that. I only want it to cut on the green, and I can look and see that it's going to be cutting within my dark offset. Let me show you one more thing just to shorten your time a little here. If I pull this back in, this PNG from here, I didn't size it properly. Here we can set it to 8.5. There. Okay, we'll pretend we're starting from the beginning. Let me just show you a faster way of doing multiple things from this sheet. We'll select this cat and we'll put it on top at the right size. And we'll do the ghost sweeping. Alright, we can select both the ghost and the cat, and we can do offset independently. Great. Now let's move the cat, move the ghost, do a little fine tuning here. Then we can select both green outlines and we can do another offset. This was the purple one. Great. Now we can select both purple ones, and you got to make sure, be looking up here that it's purple. Hold the shift, click the other purple one. I can tell that both of them are purple. Then I'll hit the shift key again, and you could keep doing this for all of the ones you have, all of your purple lines that, you know, if you put 8 pieces of art on here. Then I hold shift and I click the background. Then we can go to modify and we can do intersect, I believe. Nope. Crop. Yes. So you can cut out all of your animals at the same time and not be bringing in the same PNG over and over again. And then you can right click and make group, and right click and drag and click group again. And now you have those. So that's faster if you've made like a whole sheet worth of stuff. Anyway, I hope you found this helpful and you really enjoy the new Halloween kit and make lots of awesome blackout or other colored offset stickers. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, friends.